Oh, good evening slash afternoon. Hey, my dog just came in. Hey, dog. Welcome to the Reckoning Brothers Afternoon Tea podcast with Scott and our producer of our regular program, Josh. I am this isn't tea, bro. Good evening.
Evening.
How you doing this evening, Josh?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I was thinking about saving money and what we choose to save money on.
Okay.
And do you think the average person really thinks about what they choose to save money on? Or is this another example of one of the many examples of you doing something and then justifying it later and it making absolutely no sense? So,
Do they save for a specific item?
I'm thinking the big picture, right? So you've got a big, in my case, a rather small collection of money that you have that you can spend, right? No matter how you slice a pie, you have your income and you have your expenditures. And that is it, right? That is everything. That's your money. But yet, some people, they would much rather go to Starbucks every single day
Hmm.
than make their coffee at home. Even though you can have you can have a Keurig and you can get a nice fresh cup essentially every morning, right? You can make that one expenditure and you can buy the Keurig packs in bulk and you can save a lot of money that way versus paying, oh, what is it, 250, $3 for a regular cup? I
Oh,
only drink regular coffee because I'm a heterosexual man,
okay.
but
I was gonna get to that, but no, like a normal frappuccino with the frilly on top, and that's like $6 or $7.
okay, got you. So I wouldn't know. So how much is
I don't
was it?
drink those. By the way, I get the cafe americanos. The wife gets those.
Of course,
So
of
I
course.
wanted to explain.
No, I believe you 100%. I'm look at my look at my face. I believe you. But that's just it's a popular example. And like people that want you to donate to things will say a price of a cup of coffee a day, you
Yep.
know? And I think that's why it pops into my head. It's you could save so much. There's so much savings to be had from small changes in your behavior. But when people think of saving money, they think of I'm going to the car dealership with a plan and da 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 da, which I get. You know, you could save like $2,000, right? But you buy a car what once in my case once every 10 years, maybe 15 years because I'm not a showy person and I drive a Volvo and it will last forever. Yeah, that I said it. Well, okay, if Barry's Irish Breakfast Tea doesn't sponsor us, second place, Volvo. I will shill for Volvo all day, every day.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put a stop to that. I drive an F-150.
You you are obviously more of an American than me, but yeah. So you
So
have
let me
those people.
let me ask you
Go ahead.
this: you you say it's for the small price for a cup of coffee a day, and you usually hear that when it's referring to sponsoring someone. I've seen it where it's that they're sponsoring impoverished Jews, where
Yeah,
they do that kind of thing. Do you think that also kind of translates into the subscription model that we have, like Netflix, Stars,
100%,
TV?
100%, 100%. I think they're counting on it. I think that the real hook of the subscription model. Why there's so many out there is they count on you. They count on it being so small that you just forget and you don't pay any attention. That's a great point.
I do. I forget. I used to have a cable bill. It was like $90, right? And I said, I
Hmm.
don't need that. I'm a cord cutter,
Yeah.
and I probably have $150 worth of those miniature subscriptions. So
Yeah. 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 No. No. Exactly. Yeah. And that's why Rocket Money or any of these things
I mean,
are very useful
yeah.
because they do a good job of doing how we started this and throwing it in your face. You know, there here are all your minute expenditures, and here's how they add up. Oh yeah, you cut your cable bill $90. Congratulations, but you've got $150 of pure nonsense.
Yep.
Do you need Apple TV? You know, do you
Yes.
donated? Yeah, Maybe if they bring back Mythic Quest, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Who
Um,
cares about that show? Shrinking is it.
Never seen it. I did like Masters of Air and the Adam Scott uh,
Severance.
Severance. Yeah, that was
That's a
fantastic.
really good one. And I don't know if you've ever read the book by Hugh Howey. It's called Wool. It's
Hmm.
about a silo, and it's like a mile and 2 miles down deep, and it's post-apocalyptic, and all these people live in the silo, and they can never come out, or they die.
Okay, I have seen a few episodes of that show, Silo. I know what you're talking
Good,
about.
good show.
Okay,
You
and you
bring
know what?
on,
That's a good example because that's only like $5 a month, right?
yes.
Netflix is like $15 a month. So, if you really wanted to watch your expenditures, you would probably make at least a mental note of, okay, how much YouTube do I watch? How much Netflix do I watch? How much Apple TV do I watch? How much HBO do I watch? Actually look at the hours spent, look at the time and do the calculation. I don't think anybody does that. But you know what? I'm inspired by us,
Yes,
and I think I'm going to do that.
I think I might too.
I think I can lose one of them because you know who wins every single time? YouTube. Every single time. YouTube, I watch easily 100 times more YouTube than I do everything else put together.
Why is that?
Easily.
My son is that way, and my stepson is that way, and I can't figure that out. Why? Is it the on-demand content? Is the custom creations, or what exactly are you paying for in a YouTube subscription that you can't get on free YouTube?
It's the exact same thing. The only thing that's worth paying for is to not have to watch commercials. That's it.
So that 15 seconds where you have to click skip ad.
Yeah, just about. Yeah. I think there's other stuff that you get for it too, like stuff, but for me, since I watch so much of it, not having to see the commercials is worth it to me. Absolutely. I would never get rid of YouTube Premium just for that. 100%. But so you're asking that, you're not asking why I watch 100 times more YouTube than everything else.
Oh, I'm asking on both. Yes.
Okay. The reason that I do that is it's just more interesting. No matter what it is I want to watch or whatever it is I'm thinking of, YouTube has something interesting to explain it to me. It doesn't matter what it is. If I don't know something, okay, I could go look shit up on the internet, which I do, or most likely what I do is to start that process, I'm going to put on YouTube and I'm going to watch a video about it. Because it's going to give you the bullet points. It's going to break it down. Yeah, it's made by some rando, so you have to kind of take everything with a grain of salt. But over time, and once you reach our advanced age, you can kind of sense what's nonsense and what's
And
real.
see through it. Yeah.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
you use it for the same purposes I do. Um, well, taking out my headlight and replacing the bulb. That I learned how to that kind of stuff.
Perfect. It's perfect for that.
But what I've experienced is they watch other gamers game.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a big fan of game streaming and Twitch and all of that, but I think that's an age thing. I think the young people, it's sports. I think it's sports to them. You know, I
Yeah,
think I think they're watching the Bengals play when they watch someone who's a big guy, who's a big streamer, Ninja. I think he's a big streamer, or Hassan Abi, the guy. Half of them turn into politics. They start with streaming, and then they become real bad, like political pundits. Have you noticed that? There's a few of them, like Destiny, and some of them have done that, which they're not all necessarily really bad, but it's just kind of hilarious to me. But anyways, I think it's a sports team. I think it's a parasocial relationship that develops with people that follow things like certain podcasts and stuff like that, or certain TikTok stars. They develop that parasocial relationship.
they feel a kinship.
They feel a kinship. Yeah, yeah, they feel a kinship. It's one way. And I feel that in myself. There's podcasts that I've listened to for years that I feel like I know these people. Like it's weird, even though I know it's weird. And I 100% am not a crazy person and know that I'm listening to a podcast. You also know that, wow, I've listened to so much of this person, like I feel like I know them. It's a bizarre feeling, but it's a feeling that one gets nonetheless. But when you mix that with, watching a Twitch streamer, you're also getting a little bit of sports out of it, I think. So you're kind of getting both of those things together. It's like it, who's the guy who's a quarterback for the Bengals that wears the fur coats?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, it's like if you were watching every Joe Burrow stream, and after every play was over, he got on his phone and looked at the camera. And was like, "Hey, yo, what's up, Burrow fans? Here's why I threw that Hail Mary pass. Love y'all, kissy face, whatever it is that he does."
You
I
know,
mean, just imagine that.
that's probably NFL in 2030.
It's guaranteed NFL in 2030. But I mean, think if you're younger, if you're your kid's age or something like that, you're gonna you're growing up with that, man. Everything's in your face. It's all matched with personality. And there's a bit of that on YouTube too, man. There really is. I gotta admit that there's a little, maybe a little bit too much personality thrown in there. It's a little bit too much of that parasocial relationship. But on Twitch, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't like it. It feels weird to me too.
I think it's odd.
It's odd, but also we're old and it's different. These kids are raised in a different world. But if I had to narrow down the why do these kids watch these people stream and play video games, I'd say it's parasocial relationship and sports watching mixed together. So
Okay.
I think if you look at it that way, I think that's how I make sense of the appeal.
That's an interesting connection. I still don't feel it or would
Me
ever
neither.
comprehend it beyond that. But okay.
Me neither. We should sometime talk about you got to look up some of these Twitch streamers that have turned political pundits, because one of them debated Ben Shapiro on Israel Palestine a few
Did he
months
get
back.
destroyed?
I didn't watch it because it was like 4 hours long, and I'm like, I am
No.
not
That's too
fucking
much
watching this.
for Ben Shapiro.
I can't. I am sure. If you ever see Ben Shapiro in a debate, though, he's a lot more cordial than you might assume just from his show. Honestly, I don't like his show, and I'm not a huge Daily Wire fan, but I like him as a person in debates or interviews. It
Yeah.
seems real. He doesn't seem like a dick. He seems pretty centered. It,
He
he's
seems
really
very.
good at it.
This is the fact. This is the fact. This is the fact. This is the fact. He talks really quick.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's the my facts don't care about your feelings guy, right?
yeah,
But I think he's an admirable debater. And as much as I would consider Douglas Murray the best conservative debater that's out there, he's he's got sass mouth. He's got so much sass mouth, which is part of what makes him so good. But Ben
probably.
Shapiro is a lot more cordial, I think. But he for 4 hours debating a guy who got famous on Twitch from streaming video games, and then turned into talking about politics, because you're sitting there playing games and you're fucking you've seen it, right? There's this chat shit going on. You're
Yeah.
responding to the chat while you're on there playing fucking Mario Kart or whatever, and then the topics of the day come. You start talking about the topics of the day. And eventually that warps into you're the pundit on current events, and you want to give your take just like we do with Mark. But at least we got Mark, who supposedly has a bunch of experience in politics. Who knows? But yeah, man, that's not has nothing to do with saving money at all. We
No,
once again varied
no.
way
We veer off topic really quick.
the
These are
anatomy of a conversation.
yeah. What?
The anatomy of a conversation. That's
Uh,
something to look
yeah,
at.
that's true.
But but yeah, I'll bring a full circle around and say, here's how I save money. I don't subscribe to Twitch or other things like that. But my point at the beginning was what we choose to save money on seems kind of arbitrary, right? It doesn't seem to fit the math a lot of the time. It seems to fit the feeling, right? Virtue
Yeah.
signaling to ourselves. We're doing it all the time, including when it comes to, oh, I stopped doing this, so I save money, even though if you look at the ledger, I bet you most people are fucking up. I just got that feeling. I just got that feeling. But anyways, I'm gonna look up the actual data on that, and then next time we come on here, I might have to start with Josh. Guess what? I'm a fucking idiot. Everything I said was wrong, and turns out people really do kind of know what they're saving their money on. But anyways, any last thoughts?
Nope, I got nothing.
Amen, brother. Barry's Irish breakfast tea, delicious. And with that, good night, Josh.
Thanks, Scott.